Yang Ji ran away from the capital city because of peasants' rebellion. Li Yuan, who was half cousin of Yang Ji, joined the rebellion and captured the capital. Then Yang Zi's bodyguards also joined the rebellion and killed Yang Ji. When Li Yuan came to know about Yang Zi's death, he founded the Tang dynasty, chose Chang'an as the capital, and became an emperor. In 608, he had three sons, and Li Shiming, who was second, was the best. Thanks to him, Tang united whole China by 628. Despite his achievements, his older brother has become a crown prince, not him. He was very angry and killed his brother. After that, he had become next emperor, Tang Taizong.
This is how Tang's governance system looked like. In the center, there was emperor, of course, and then it was divided into three departments, and from there to six ministries. Three departments were divided into chancellery, department of state affairs, and then secretariat. In secretariat, they were making ideas of new law, and they were talking to emperor, maybe this or not, and if emperor agrees, the idea came to chancellery, and they were thinking, is that good, is that okay? And if they did think that it is good, they sent that the law to Department of State Affairs, and it had 6 branches of ministries. They sent that law to loads of ministries, and they published that law to the people. And there are 3 separate different taxes. First is Zhu. Zhu was the crops that they grew in their fields. They need to give to governments like some amount of that. And Yang is for working for governments. So since they have their own field, for that, in back of that, they had to work for government, maybe like making some castles or working in armies and stuff like that. And also Dilyara. Dilyara is the special produce from that region. So maybe if that was near to sea, it might be fish and something like that. Farming system is Tang's military system. Every farmer who had field, they had to go to military and work there. But in back of that, their taxes were off. They had off tax.
Through Silk Road and Indian Ocean Road to trade. So in the capital Chang'an, there were loads of merchants, foreign students, and entertainers from another country. Tang accepted cultures from the West and became open and international country. Eastern countries accepted Tang's policy and culture. In 7th century, Tang was threatened by Tibets and Turks, and in 8th century by Uyghurs. Because of them, Tang's governing system started to fall, and they had to actually increase armies in north to protect it. And An Lushan and Shishiming were strong warlords in north, and they rebelled and captured the capital Chang'an. But very soon, Chang'an was recaptured by Tang and Uyghurs' army. An Lushan and Shishiming were killed by their own sons. After the rebellion, Tang's power had been weakened, and they decided to reinforce the central army to make sure that warlords don't attack them. Because of that, they had to raise taxes. It made price of salt to grow 30 times, and the salt traffickers started to appear. One of the salt traffickers was Huang Xiao, and he rebelled and captured Chang'an. But Zhu Guanzhong, who was his subordinate, the friend, betrayed him, and the rebel was quelled. After that rebel, Tang didn't have more power to rule, so after 30 years, it declined and China divided into smaller countries again.
After fall of Tang dynasty, the strong warlords started to create their own countries, and this period is called Five Dynasties and Ten Kingdoms period. In 960, Zhao Guangbin, who was one of the warlords, founded Song dynasty, chose Kaifeng as a capital and became an emperor. In 979, second Emperor Taizong united whole China. Tang gave more power to scholar officials rather than military officers to make power of warlords to be weakened. They also weakened power of high place officials, added more bodyguards for the emperor.
There was also a big growth in handicrafts, like porcelains, steel crafts, and silk. As their goods developed, their trade grew together. They used more coins and they even started to use paper monies. They developed ship-making skills and invented compass. It really helped with ocean trade, especially when the land trade route, which is Silk Road, was blocked by northern nations. And that was when Indian Ocean route was developed by a lot.
Song had lots of inventions like porcelain. It's a type of ceramic. It was very popular good in trading. Mechanical clock. It's a clock which machinery was driven by running water. Movable tape printing. It's way of printing using individual characters arranged in a frame. Exploding powder. It's a mixture of saltpeter, sulfur, and charcoal. They used it for fireworks and weapons. Magnetic compass. It helped China to become a sea power. Paper money. The idea was to replace heavy big metal coins into more lighter money.
Song had a big development in agriculture. They did rice transplanting into paddy fields so they can grow better with more water. They also brought Champa rice from Champa dynasty, and that rice was really strong and fast growing, so they were able to grow it twice in a year. Even merchants from Arabia and Persia came to Tang through Silk Road and Indian Ocean Road to trade. So in the capital Chang'an, there were loads of merchants, foreign students, and entertainers from another country. Tang accepted cultures from the West and became open and international country. Eastern countries accepted Tang's policy and culture. Because Song didn't give much power for military, the Song army wasn't strong, so other nations were able to easily reinforce their power. And Liao dynasty was very strong and threatened Song dynasty. Therefore, Song paid hefty annual tributes to keep the peace. Buying peace by paying annual tributes made Song's economy to drop down, and eventually it failed. In 1100s, Qin dynasty occupied Liao dynasty and also conquered northlands of Song and captured the capital and took the emperor as a captive.